Boy, do we have a treat in store for you tonight.
You guys ramp up the difficulty, or?
No. Let's see here. Look in the Discord chat. You can see the first interview.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm ready to hear it.
I was there for it. I don't know if I need to hear it. I know how terrible I am.
No, but you don't know how you were reinterpreted by the producers.
Oh God.
We are joined now by Ragnul's Epic Curiosities, seen by many as the underdogs, the weirdo team, the people who have no business being in this competition. Good evening.
Just to be clear, we're not the underdogs. The underdragon, the underbird, the undercat, and the undergrandma.
I don't think we can fit that on a t-shirt.
But are you really up for this?
The biggest challenge here is going to be finding a challenge big enough to best us. Am I right, guys? Am I right? We can take this. We got this.
I don't feel underprepared for my journey whatsoever. I have the marbler, my trusty sword by my side, and a good attitude. My outfit is designed by Ragnul, and it complements my features as perfectly as I could ever want.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you're thinking about your look, but you had a little trouble with your first big fight in the Underdark against the Onkegs.
7 did plenty of his own work. I feel like he contributed.
We're not calling out anyone in particular, 7. Sorry if you took offense.
7, biggest challenge is finding a bigger spoon. 7 just licks his paws.
I see. That's very telling. Ruben, you're seen as the leader of this team. Maybe you can walk us through your process?
I'll do anything for my fans. Ruben Silverfang makes it a point to never know what's going on. Never tell him the odds.
I can't imagine that's reassuring to your team.
I'm the captain now.
7 rubs his cheeks affectionately on Gwen.
Yeah. Cracksizzle points to Grandma and goes, Grandma's the captain.
Oh, quite the upset. Right at the beginning of the first challenge, we have a power grab going on.
I mean, I have the most captaining experience as an actual sea captain. You may have heard of me. I'm the sea snake. Very famous. I know. Hold your applause. But you know, I mean, we're all kind of captains of our own lives.
Ooh, defensive. This is going to be a long march in the Underdark.
Well, we're just looking to make it to the playoffs, man. We don't really care who our opponents are, but we got to say that those human beings, they look like a tough sons of guns. I'll tell you what. We're ready to take them on just one day at a time, give it 110%, and, you know, just get rid of these humans. We're pretty prejudiced towards humans here.
Ruben grabs the beak to make it stop moving. So
I'm going to say no more questions. I am facepalm the projection.
There you have it, folks. The Epic Curiosities, already at each other's throats and taking a big swipe at the humans. I don't know how the fans are going to handle that.
Holy fuck. Are you listening to it, 7? Or
Yeah.
Brian? Oh, it's so good.
I forgot all about Sam's, like, anti-human rant.
I did too. Oh, it's really good.
I like that, Sam.
That's great. I'm pretty into that. That's I love it.
I mean, using your words against you is really the best occupation one could have.
I felt very accurately represented, actually. I think Cracksizzle came through pretty cool.
I feel vindicated.
Matthew, are you amused?
I'm very amused. I'm thoroughly tickled.
So I think that this gets like broadcast to you guys like one, while you're at camp or something. That the producers can, send this your way. Being like, I hope you're really pleased, and we look forward to speaking with you again. Kind of a memo, and so both you and the characters can be preparing and thinking about what you're going to say next time. And being prepared to being, misinterpreted and misrepresented in the best way possible.
Ruben doesn't know what a soundbite is, but he's afraid of one.
Sounds painful.
Sounds a bite. Yeah.
All right. Well, let us get started. So you guys left off last week, right outside of a small ruin. It looks like it might have been a temple or something at one point, but you can't really tell. It's pretty crumbly, but it looks like the entrance is mostly intact.
Oh yeah, Ruben was already like making a beeline for that entrance.
All right, where is that thing, Mike? Where do we move them to?
I will momentarily.
Right
Oops, I put everyone in the wrong freaking layer.
Oh dear.
You got to be on the right layer, you guys. It's important. If you're not on the right layer, then everyone is sad.
We're not in the Underdark or the Overdark. We're just in the dark right now.
Okay, here we go.
Actually, it's important. What's the marching order? Who's first going in?
Well, it sounded like Ruben sort of.
Yep, this boy.
Okay, so why don't we kind of get in the order that we're going before we start like moving all over the you guys right in the entrance.
There we go. So on the ground here in front of you are a whole bunch of different rocks and fragments of stone strewn about everywhere. And they look like pieces of buildings or something. You'd have to take a closer look to really get a sense of it. But all these little rocks here are kind of look like fragments from something long ago. In the very center, you see this big rock here rising up out of the ground. It's like a natural-looking rock formation, that looks like it was formed or eroded by water over 1,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
At the top of it is a giant crystal, inside of which you can see a treasure chest.
Mm-hmm.
Around the rock, the ground is sort of preternaturally smooth and free of debris. So that's what you kind of take in at first blush when you walk into the room. And then I'd like you all to make a perception check.
You donkeys.
Get my sheet.
Okay.
Perception check.
Okay. So Crack Sizzle and Ruben notice that in this sort of
It's also 7.
Seven got it. 12. Oh, it is 12. Okay, sorry. Yeah, and 7. So you all, kind of as you, take a second look at everything, what strikes you as odd is that in this sort of inner smooth section of floor, there's a little something sort of sticking out of the ground down there where I put that little orange X. You see like a skeletal hand poking up out of the rock.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, does it look like a stone? It looks like just a skeleton.
Is there anything near me like a rock?
Yeah, there's plenty of rocks and debris all over.
Can I kick a rock?
Sure. In answer to the question, it looks like a real skeleton. Yes.
Okay.
So are you guys moving around now? You guys should probably be moving around.
I'm warily. I mean, yeah. Ruben slowed down, but he's definitely like moving.
Yeah, you guys can move now. Just take it slow. So Ruben wanted to throw a rock.
I was gonna kick one.
Kick one? Okay, so you kick a rock like towards the center?
Yeah.
All right. The rock, when it lands on this ground, the rock just sort of disappears. It just sort of melts away, and the ground becomes smooth again.
It's never this easy, is it?
So it does the rock just disappears, or it goes into the stone?
It goes into the stone, and then the stone is just smooth and glassy again.
What are we looking at ceiling wise?
The ceiling is somewhat high above you, but it's rock. This is a large cave that you all are in.
How high is the rock in the center?
So the rock in the center, like about here, it's about 10 feet off the ground, and at the peak, it's about 20 feet off the ground. So it's not super high.
Did the rock, when you kicked the rock, did it like disturb the surface of the stone, or did it just like?
It didn't seem to. No, it just kind of fell in.
It was there, and then it wasn't.
So, Grandma, Reuben says, turning, when you teleport places, do you get to bring things back with you?
Well, it's kind of it's a one-way trip.
Oh, of course you'd be a buzzkill.
Yeah. I am old.
Yes, you are white.
I'm going to walk up behind Reuben. And I'm just gonna give him a little push towards the edge of the. not hard enough to push him into it. Just I'll give him a little shoulder check.
I'd like to swerve around to get her in front of me with that.
Make an unarmed attack.
A what?
No. Unless you want to fight each other. It doesn't seem productive.
I think Matthew dodges out of that.
Yeah, I think I probably.
And you go in front of me and almost fall in.
Exactly, I go like right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a line at which the regular ground that's like covered in dirt and rocks and stuff ends, and this other ground begins.
I'm gonna take my sword. And I'm going to put it in, I'm going to just sort of dip it into that smooth stone. And see what happens.
So this is your hex blade. What kind of sword is that again?
It's a long sword.
How much do you like your sword? Because you can
disappear. No, Grandma, no.
Okay, so Gwen takes her long sword and begins to poke it at this odd floor, and it goes tink and hits the floor as though it is solid and does not go in.
Interesting.
All right, I'm open to ideas. Let's workshop this, boys.
It
doesn't take a pirate to know that this is awfully suspicious, but that being said, there is a giant thing of treasure at the other end.
Well, okay, so this is crystal. It's a treasure chest sitting on top of crystal.
No, it is inside of a crystal.
It's inside of a crystal.
Inside of a giant crystal.
So we're going to need... Okay, so Crack Sizzle's like, look, guys, Talking Head Man is definitely going to want us to feed this crystal to the rock guy.
Mm-hmm.
So we should crack it open and give it... And we'll take the heart, which looks like it's treasure, and we'll send back all the skin and the meat of this crystal to the Talking Head Man.
How big is the crystal?
Yeah,
it's accurately represented in size, so it's about 8 by 8.
8 by 8. Okay.
It's a big crystal.
I'm just weirded out about the stone that I kicked.
7? Do you have any idea?
I'm gonna shoot an arrow at the stone on the floor.
Okay, so 7 shoots an arrow at the stone on the floor, and so it bounces off the ground and hits the center rock formation, and then it falls back onto the stone and is absorbed except for the tip. So there's just an arrow tip above ground, and the rest of the arrow is submerged.
What was the... Yes.
So
I kicked the stone and the stone was absorbed.
So does it seem everything but metal is absorbed?
Potentially. Was it your hex blade or was it like a normal longsword that was?
No, it's my hex blade, so it's technical. I don't know if you would even consider it made of metal. Like,
But it's magical.
It's magic.
I like how this turned out, Mike.
Good.
This is good.
Carlos was worried you guys weren't gonna get on board with this, and I was like, "Come on, they're fine. If they don't get through this, they're quitters who quit, and that's just how they are."
Yeah, don't be dummies. Don't be dummies. Figure it out. He's smarter than me.
Listen, I'm the guy on the SAT when they asked two trains going two opposite directions. I was like, why aren't they taking a fucking jet? Like, why are people taking trains?
Well, so your facts reviewed.
Now don't review it for them, Carlos. Let them figure it out. They're smart people. They're not any hand holding.
Well.
We may be smart. I'm role playing an idiot.
Yeah.
I don't think they're dummies who are quitters.
Okay, so to review so I'm assuming the shaft of the arrow fell through this. What I assume is some type of illusion, but the metal arrowhead did not. Right?
That seems to be the case. Yes.
Okay.
How does the skeleton hand look?
It's poking up out of the rock there.
Is there anything on it?
Yeah,
or
is there anything like on the hand that would?
Yeah. Is it wearing anything?
Yeah. Is it wearing anything?
Not on its hand. It looks like it has just been here a long time and rotted, and only a skeleton is left.
Should we pull it out, guys? Should we pull it out?
Get you can tie one of our ropes into I guess like not a lasso, but like just tie a loop around.
Sure. Someone hand me some rope. I'll do it.
You have your magic rope.
I'm not using that magic rope over there.
Did or did not betray me. That magic rope.
You have it out for my rope, and I'm not risking ropey.
You gotta workshop that name.
So what was? Didn't you come up with the command word?
Oh shit! I was supposed to.
No, I think Gwen did.
Oh, I came up with the command word for the boat.
For the big boat. No, the big boat.
Boat.
I have a command word for the big boat. Do you want it now, or do you want it when we need it?
Oh. Well, there may be conflicting words then, so I guess it's whoever uses it first. So you're going to have to surprise us. I think that's the way it's going to go.
All right, matter at hand.
Okay. So I guess we're making a rope loop.
Yep, and we're going to toss it on that skeleton hand and then tighten it and then pull it.
Okay. So you make a little loop on the end of the rope and you align it so that it's around the skeleton hand and let it go. The rope sinks down, and then as soon as you pull on it to tighten it, the rope is held fast.
Oh, I heard gasping.
Yeah.
Was it realization gasping or just, oh, that's weird?
No, Cracksizzle's super afraid because he's worried that this guy died of petrification.
Similar, you think?
Yes.
So yeah, you cannot get the rope free. It is just completely solid stuck.
The rope is petrified, guys.
I mean, the part of the rope that is above the ground is normal rope, but the part that is under the ground is just anchored.
Oh, I really want that treasure, guys.
No, we gotta get that treasure. I agree with Lizard Man, Ruben.
It didn't seem to care about metal. Organic stuff, it seems not like very much.
Mm-hmm.
Could we...
What's our boat made out of? Wood, I think. Magic wood.
Well, no, the first stone that you threw just disappeared. The stone.
Yeah, that's true. But then what did it like about the arrowhead?
It's the metal, maybe? Like the iron, I guess?
Because your sword is fine.
Yeah.
What about...
What about?
No, never mind. I'm just
say it. Just no ideas are bad ideas right now.
What about? So we
Any
have stuff
idea?
that's what is it? Armed up mantium or whatever the What's
I have
Ruben? What's your
adamantine.
sword? Yeah, what's your sword covered in?
Adamantine, and another one's covered in silver.
So we know that adamantium, because isn't Seven's arrows covered in adamantium?
Well, did he use?
No, he didn't use any of those. He just used
Yeah.
regular one.
Regular arrow.
Should
What
you
if-
dip your rapier in there?
Oh no!
I'm pretty
I mean,
sure
if
we'll
swords don't melt, what if we just like lay a sword across, and I'll just walk across the sword as a bridge?
We can create like a little balance beam out of metal potentially. Is there
No.
any metallic objects around us, or is it just what we're carrying?
That's what you're carrying. Everything else around you is mostly stone or bone or
I just to test this metal theory. I have 2 short swords, so I'm just
Mhm.
going to try. Again, just kind of testing out metal theory. My short.
You stab the ground.
So, that's
Okay.
so just one of your janky, shitty short swords?
Yeah.
Okay, you poke the ground with your janky short sword, and it does not go in. It just tink tink like you're poking metal.
I want
I
to.
mean, like you're poking stone.
Okay, I have a really bad
Alright.
idea, guys.
Hold on.
I also have a very bad idea.
Let's follow Bryant's thread for a second,
Okay.
and then hold on to your bad ideas.
Oh, they're
Bryant,
so bad.
Finish your experiment.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what it was. Just seeing this short sword disappeared or melted.
Okay,
Whatever.
that's it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, next bad idea.
So, back on the Sea of Swords, which is ironic considering my idea here, we invented something called water skiing, but we never tried to do it with swords tied to our feet before.
Oh, I
All
like
right.
that.
I mean,
Okay.
I think it's probably a small enough distance that we could probably jump across if we tried. Right?
Well, I could
As long as
definitely.
you don't,
I
as
can
long as you
get
don't fall and
across.
die. Yeah.
As long as
True.
I get across, I can
Guys, swords for
climb up
feet.
there.
Swords for feet.
Well, it's
I would-
only 10 feet.
We could definitely leap to here. Right.
I guess
I
15.
I know we've tested this like outer ring area. I want to pick up a handful of rocks and throw it up onto the pedestal.
Sure.
Okay. The rocks hit the pedestal as though just like normal you would expect them to, and the ones that fall off the pedestal disappear into the smooth stone on the ground.
Interesting.
Okay.
I want to see Ruben follow this sword feet thread.
I think we should strap the shoes, some stuff to Kitty, and have him go over there.
I like it. He's very dexterous.
He's our most dexterous buddy, or little
Okay.
good little boy.
Sacrificial lamb.
So are we just tying my short swords to my feet, or what?
You look down; they're already tied to your feet.
Amazing. All right, do it.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So 7, you guys tie the swords to your feet, and I'd like you to make an acrobatics check.
Mike, actually, can I just do one thing before this happens? Because there is actually one thing. So, Brian, you take your first step out on there,
Oh dear.
and the sword is fine. But unfortunately, the rope that is tied around it is now stuck. So you have one foot tied to a sword that is partially stuck. But your other foot is free. Now make your athletics or your acrobatics check.
Wait. So
You've taken one step out there. And so
I'd like to-
and like the rope
Yeah.
has like frozen, so the sword won't move.
Well, the rope and the leather wrapped around the pommel.
Okay.
Matthew thought this would be a problem, but Ruben did not.
I would like to give 7 my point of inspiration for the snowshoes idea. Before he makes this, I would like to give advantage.
But it was Ruben's idea.
Whatever. He's the one that had that. He's the one that
Sacrifice the swords.
his little kitty ball. He had the little
No, his
kitty
swords
ball.
are going to be fine. It's
Right
going
out.
to be tricky.
Well, since the sword's stuck in there now, I'm just going to try to leap the rest of the way.
Okay. Make an athletics.
Athletics or
Athletics or
acrobatics?
Well, so first make an acrobatics check and then make your athletics check.
Is the acrobatics to get out of the?
It's
Well,
to
the
not
acrobatics
fall
check.
over.
Yeah, it's not fall over when it doesn't go exactly as you plan. Okay. So 7 has to put his second foot down in order to steady himself. So both of the shoe swords are stuck, but now you can untie them and now you can jump. So you don't fall in, but you had to put your second foot down.
Well, now there's like a little metal diving board in that first square, which is nice.
This is true.
All right, so off of those, I leap onto the wall of this.
So do athletics.
Athletics.
Is that just for like clinging onto the wall or what?
Athletics is for jumping.
No.
All right.
Boom.
So 7 is alive as a cat and leaps onto the side of the rock and clambers up.
Yeah, and I have like 20 climbing ability, so I can climb that just fine.
Oh yeah. So 7 seems to be a-okay.
All right, and then I do a little knock on the crystal.
Well,
Okay. So as you approach the crystal, it's this very large blue enveloping thing around the chest, and when you touch the crystal, it feels solid. There is you notice a hammer lying on the ground. It's like a silver-headed hammer that looks like pretty ornate and old. That's lying next to the crystal.
Can I try like an Arcana check on the crystal?
Sure.
Even though my Arcana ability is really crap. But...
Oh.
holy shit!
Okay. You think that this crystal is definitely enchanted, and you intuit that it has stood the test of time for quite a long while, and you kind of recall various kinds of challenges and arcane rituals that involve these kinds of sort of placing something out in the open that is inviting, that would prompt others into sort of taking the bait. So you as you kind of touch it and hesitate, you feel it is solid and you see the hammer there and you think twice about it.
Don't lick it. I'm just saying. I had a bad experience once. Don't lick the crystal. Don't do it.
It's not Candy Rocks.
You don't know that.
I get the idea that there's not actually a treasure here. It's just
You get
this
that,
is more
or
of a.
does Gwen get that?
I'm metagaming a little bit.
What about the fancy hammer?
I just say, do it.
Grab the hammer.
Apply hammer to crystal.
No,
You guys-
I think.
maybe-
Hold on.
You guys don't know about the hammer. He hasn't said anything.
Yeah, we haven't seen it.
So it's
There's
a
a
silver
hammer.
hammer.
Well, yeah, you guys see him kind of pick up the hammer and look at it a little bit. They're aware now of the hammer, and they begin to peer pressure you.
No. I would not.
Cast peer pressure.
Yeah. Make a Constitution saving throw to resist peer pressure.
All right. Well, I guess.
Kitty, no.
So, do it or not? Yay or nay?
I mean,
What does 7 do?
what would 7 do?
All right. Let's do it.
Okay, so 7 clangs the hammer against the crystal, making a dexterity saving throw. Okay.
Oh, right.
All right. So 7 brings down this hammer, and the moment that it touches the crystal, you see a blast of light and sound emanate through the whole cave, knocking everyone on their ass, sending 7 flying. 7 takes 6 damage, half for his saving throw, as his cat-like reflexes allow him to land, with his feet and paws down on the wall and then fall down to the ground. Everyone else takes 2 damage and is just knocked on your butt from the blast, the shockwave.
I'm gonna guess that I don't uncanny dodge
So,
that. 'Cause I didn't even know it was coming.
It hits the wall and then falls down. Oops.
You said it takes 6 damage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Take half for your dex saving throw, but it was a pretty sizable blast. And the hammer you notice is back where you found it on top of the rock.
Oh god damn it! It's a fucking test.
It's a trap hammer.
Everyone shakes it off. Not so bad. Not so bad. So who is our perceivers here? Kraken, Ruben, and Seven. Okay, so Kraken, Ruben. You notice that the rocks by your feet, some of them look like they were pieces of statues. You're not exactly sure of what, but not humanoid statues, like some kind of creature statues.
Okay. These look weird.
I mean, you notice them because you fall on your butt and you're lying on these little rocks, and you see like a creepy eye embedded into one of them.
Wait, so what's a statue?
They're just like these kind of like monsters in here. Like weird like badger monsters.
These little rocks that are scattered around.
You guys, these guys are petrified badgers. Poor things.
But now that you have this little standing platform, it's not the jump is not too hard to get onto the platform, onto the rock formation. Those swords are stuck pretty fast into that stone at the moment.
I'll try.
Someone should get the hammer and just drop the hammer into the mystery.
I'm already leaping.
Mystery.
All right, athletics for Ruben.
Oh god. It was nice knowing everyone.
Okay. Did it.
All right, Ruben leaps very adroitly onto the rock, grabs a hold, and clambers up to the top, where he sees the same large crystal and hammer on the ground that Seven did.
Is there anything else about the hammer, or did we?
You see that on the side of it has a symbol that it looks like a glowing gem symbol that seems like whoever made it thought that was important.
And I don't know what that is.
You can roll knowledge religion.
I can try. I'm not very religious.
Well, you know this one.
Maybe not.
So you kind of remember some stories that you've heard. You once you once shipmated with a gnome who would tell you stories about his homeland, and you remember that gnomes have a god that has a crystal as its symbol. And that's kind of like a nature, death god, underdark god of gnomes, but not like a bad one.
I think those statues might be gnome Jesus.
Wait, so can Crack Sizzle check, because he has both? Can I check and see if those little gnomes are like monks, like gnome monks?
Yeah, the statue pieces, you mean?
Yeah.
Sure. You can roll investigation. All right. You look at some of the statue pieces. None of them really look like gnomes, but it's a little hard to piece together.
Okay.
Wordplay, I like it.
So, Ruben, what's your bag?
That's why I get paid the big bucks.
I'm looking.
Wordplay.
You're looking. I see that, but what are you gonna do?
I know. I'm thinking. I'm pondering.
I'm gonna.
I'm putting the hammer in a pocket.
Oh, that's a bad idea.
All right.
Ruben's never had a good idea.
Is
this like a really heavy crystal?
Yeah.
Like if I get right up on it, is it a treasure chest in there?
There is a chest inside the crystal. Yes.
I'm gonna say hit it with your adamantine sword.
I'm gonna poke it with my adamantine sword.
Okay. A light poke. It seems solid, and it just kind of tink.
Yep. Does it look really heavy?
It does.
I'm wondering if we can push it onto that slab down there, guys, and what would happen?
Wouldn't it get stuck forever?
I don't know. Or would it go? I mean, like theoretically, that skeleton should there's something below. Like maybe most of it'll go and it'll leave the chest behind.
Actually, I'm kind of okay. Craxilla's kind of on board with that plan. That kind of makes.
It doesn't make any sense. It's just
No, I'm behind you, lizard captain, lizard pirate. Let's go. Craxilla's gonna jump over there.
Okay, make an easy athletics check.
That's perception.
So don't do that one.
Go blind. All right. You make it over there?
Yep. You hop on up and clamber to the top where Ribbon's
we're
looking
gonna
at
just push this thing. We're gonna try to just push this.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Okay, so Ruben and Crack line up next to the stone. Is there anyone else coming, or are they going to let them give it a shot?
I'll let them give it a shot first.
All right, don't forget to stretch. Also, bend with the knee.
Copy that. I don't have normal knees, but yes.
Yes. All right, so what are we rolling?
So you guys lean up on the crystal, get up close to the crystal and put your hands on it, and you begin to push.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel your hands start to sink into the crystal. And you pull back, and you're like, ah.
So wait.
Consistency of like firm jello.
Grandma, it's Jello.
How does you said there was a crystal gem on the hammer?
Carved into the side of the hammer. Yes.
I don't want to do anything.
Ruben,
with
how does that
hammer.
crystal, like on the hammer, how does it compare to the actual crystal you're trying to push?
It's a carved image, not a real crystal.
Yeah,
Okay.
and also Ruben's not anxious to let that hammer touch the crystal again. For now.
But no, we should send some of this crystal gelatin to the floating head man. I was right.
We sent our whatchamacallit. We sent the last batch last night.
Sent the ooze.
Yeah, you said a live black ooze. Yes.
So can I try to scoop some of this crystal with my pail?
Yeah. So all right, if you put the box up against,
is it better to wait 1 second? Can I try to scoop it with my hand? Crack Sizzle, what do you think?
I wouldn't touch any rock that might eat your hand.
Well, we were in there and it was fine.
I think you should just go ahead and use the metal pail first.
Okay, we'll see what happens.
By metal pail, you mean the freezer box cooler?
Yeah,
thing
whatever.
that you have?
Well, he has a bucket.
Oh, you have a bucket?
I don't know, maybe.
The cooler? I mean, I'm talking about the
cooler.
The transdimensional cooler. What is that made out of?
It's made out of transdimensional cooler materials.
Okay.
Wait, do you have a separate bucket, or is this the bucket we're talking about?
I mean, I think that's the only one I have, unless I have. I'm not seeing anything in here other than my water skins and my flasks for my oil, guys.
Okay. So which one do you want to try, Ruben?
We'll try the transdimensional pail first.
Okay. So you press the edge of the transdimensional cooler onto the side of the gem, and it goes in real slowly, but you kind of get the edge of it going in there, and
What kind of sounds is it making?
It's not making any particular sound. But
Yeah, it's like Gak. Exactly like Gak.
Yeah, gack.
It's Gak-like in its Gakness. So you think that it feels kind of stuck. You're a little hesitant to push the cooler in too deep, But you have a piece, and you can try and pull it off if you want to, or you can try to get in there deeper.
I mean, I'm feeling pretty good about this piece, guys. I really don't want to lose our cooler.
Yeah, no. I think one piece of crystal jello is pretty.
Especially after I oversell it.
It's like icing on a cake.
Yeah.
Literally, it might be icing on a rock.
It might be icing. It might be
On a rock cakes.
rock icing.
All right. So, I need to open the ingredients tab.
Okay, so Ruben, changes his angle of attack and scoops off real slowly a chunk of the crystal into the transdimensional cooler.
Delicious.
Jelly crystal will be in our.
So you're that much closer to the chest, though.
I know. What do we have that can scoop?
Spoons.
How many spoons do you have, Cat? He snaps.
I have. Didn't I have a wooden one and a metal one?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Bring those spoons.
I'll toss the spoons.
No, just come on up. We're gonna start spooning.
Okay, spoon. That's good. All right, so I need to do
Athletics, yeah.
Was it athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics.
Oh.
That's fine. You hop up. That's fine.
Let's go with a 19.
Oh yeah, you hop up there and bring your spoons with you.
Nothing wrong could possibly happen, guys.
All right. Well,
there's also the possibility that we could just pull the chest out of this jelly.
Where do we put the ingredients, Mike?
It's in the treasure list,
treasure.
and there's a separate tab at the bottom for.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
all right. Well, metal spoon in right paw, wooden spoon in left paw. I'm gonna start.
It's pretty slow going, but you can sort of scoop away some crystal. As you
Shawshank Redemption it.
when you scoop it off, when it hits the ground, it rejoins the crystal. But if you scoop off a spoonful and hold it away or toss it out, then it doesn't.
One of the spoonfuls I get, I'm gonna just kind of toss onto the mystery stone on the ground.
Yep. Yeah, you are.
Okay. It hits the mystery ground and bounces off of it as we're rock.
So as we're scooping, I'm telling Crack Sizzle about this business with the gnome religion. I don't know if he knows anything about religiosity in his line of work.
I think that he does.
I am a monk.
I don't know if he ever told me that, so.
Wait, do we know each other's classes?
You can assume that you've inferred a lot over the time you've been together.
How long have we been together? Like a week at this point? 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
So
It's about 2 weeks. 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Well, because they had about a week of travel in Faerun together, going in to and fro the village, and then they were there for a few days, and then they were in Sigil for a few days, and they've been in the Underdark here for 4 days. So coming up on a month. It'll be 3 weeks, something like that.
No. Ruben scooping is again for his anniversary. He wants some treasure.
Ruben and Crack are kind of dumb. Maybe they wouldn't know, they wouldn't have figured it out yet.
Yeah, we're willing to work with you on that.
Hey, hey, Snaky. I'm not sure if you know this, but I'm actually a monk myself. I might know a thing or two about this gnomish god.
Tell me a tale, oh feathered one.
You are Kenku are technically the Underdark.
Really? You're from around here?
Yeah. Not exclusively, but that's like
It's like saying all those Kenku know each other.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That's what we do.
Yeah, they get together on the weekends, talk about everybody.
in their voices, just stealing people's voices.
We don't, that's a common misconception, actually. We don't steal their voices. We just borrow exactly what they sound like all the time.
And then you wait, borrowing as a pirate, I know this. Borrowing implies getting back.
Right. It's humanitarian. You know this, pirate man.
Humanitarian doesn't mean just involving humans, you know. I don't think that word means what you think.
That.
It's pretty slow going on the crystal front, and you realize well, let's see if you realize. Why don't you guys make an investigation check, the three of you who are digging? I can make it for you, Sam, if you're busy making tea.
Hold on.
I've taken out the folding boat and said poop deck. And it just forms on the ground of this cave, like kind of where I'm standing, and I just get inside of it and sit down and start put my readers on. start doing our crossword puzzle I got in Sigil.
You just hear Ruben shout, "It's upside down again!" Again, just flip it. Just please flip it.
So we just keep digging? We all failed the perception check?
No, you didn't. I was interrupted.
Oh.
Okay, so you all start to realize as you scoop into the crystal that the faster you scoop, the harder it is. And when you put your spoon in slower, it goes in easier. And when you're trying to just take a scoop quickly, it almost doesn't even work.
So at that point, I think Ruben's just going to try to grab the treasure very slowly.
All right.
There we go.
Ruben reaches his hand into the crystal, and it's a very disconcerting feeling, as it kind of goes up past your wrist and past your forearm. You put your hand on the chest there, but you have an instinct to kind of pull back, and when you do, it feels like it's stuck, and it's kind of like you feel a little half panicked. But you do get your hand on the chest there. Do you and then so once you reach the chest with your arm, what do you want to try and do?
Am I just going to slowly try to pull it back, very calmly?
Okay. All right. So Ruben slowly pulls the chest out of the crystal, and it's like sludge, the thickest mud you could possibly imagine. But eventually the chest does come out, and it is free.
Yeah.
Boom. Oh, yay. I'm going to give Ruben a point of inspiration, because that was very slow and delicate pirate booty robbing.
So I had a point of inspiration from last time. Those don't stack, correct? Or was it gone?
They do stack.
All right. And so what is this chest looking like right now? I'm not doing anything to it yet, but I am investigating it.
It is an ornate stone chest that is carved with various kinds of the same gem symbol that you saw, as well as kind of rippling rock kind of formations on the side.
Does it look like it has a keyhole?
No. It looks like it has just a latch.
I mean, flip that latch. I'm just going to open it.
Wait. Pirate Lizard, we should run a arcane check on this chest real quick.
All right. Do your thing.
You have to make some rolls. You guys making your do your thing?
All right. So you roll Arcana on this chest. You think that this chest bears the markings of like a religious order. As though this is like an important treasure for their faith. But you don't spot any markings of enchantments or anything like that. Just the crystal itself is the enchantment that was protecting it. So once it is out of the crystal, you think that it is it's just a nice normal chest.
And the hammer isn't reacting at all.
No.
Okay. I think we're gonna open this thing, boys.
Oh, what's inside, Carlos?
Okay, so first of all, you see 5 kind of just cheap, not expensive looking gems. They're look to be about 25 gold a piece. And you also see something really strange.
Par for the course on this adventure.
Well, there's it's a writhing ball of glossy black leather strap.
I whisper, "What's your safe word?"
All right, yeah. So it's a writhing ball of black glossy leather straps and buckles attached to a 10-foot chain leash.
10-foot
leash. There's also a healing potion, a scroll.
What's the scroll?
You don't know.
I'm okay. That's fair, I guess.
All right. Let me finish my thought then. There's a pendant in the chest that is a palm-sized pendant that's lined with small blue jewels, and it is engraved with the symbol of the god symbol that you guys saw on the hammer. It appears to be a priest's holy symbol for this particular god.
I'm holding that, taking that. That's in mine now.
So you guys open the chest and you're kind of rifling through the goodies that are inside. And there's an almost imperceptible wave that emanates from the chest. And it's sort of all around you before you fully realize that it's there. You feel like as though something has reached down and touched you on the forehead, and you feel like a tingle go throughout you, and after that happens, you feel more attuned to your surroundings. You feel like this cave went from feeling like a kind of confined, dank, scary, dark place to feeling somewhat more familiar and comfortable. You've all received the blessing of this god, and it's going to aid you in your travels in the Underdark.
Nice.
I'd say we high five, but that's probably in terrible taste.
Well, Gnome got some.
So who picks up the writhing leather ball thing?
It's a leather ball attached to a what again?
It's a writhing mass of leather straps and buckles attached to a chain leash.
A chain leash. Well, I definitely have the pendant in one hand because that's just, Ruben loves shiny things.
So I'll put it in the Discord here. This gnomish god is Seogen Earthcaller, the Lord of the Barrow.
I think Greg Sizzle's going to pick it up. He's going to look, and he's going to go, okay, I'll grab it.
Smell it. What does it smell like?
So, Crack, make an Arcana check.
Okay. Just a normal ball of leather. What is that?
Writhes.
Yeah, it's really weird that it's writhing, and you kind of have the urge to throw it at someone.
Okay. I don't think I will any of my...
Like now.
Like you hear Ruben under his breath go, "For a cross, Gwen."
Okay. Grandma, catch!
What's being thrown at me?
Doing our word
leather?
puzzles.
The
A
leather?
writhing leather ball.
All right,
That's
so I'll,
fine.
without looking up, I'll just try and catch it with one hand as they throw it to me.
Okay, well, when you throw it, nothing happens.
Woo! Like it doesn't leave my hand. What does that mean?
No, like you just throw it and like nothing happens. When you now have this writhing ball of leather.
Okay, I would like to do an Arcana check on it.
All right.
It better not be a football. I'll just be really upset.
All right, it's kind of the same thing, Gwen. You just know that this thing wants to be thrown at someone.
Yep, I'll put it in my bag.
Okay.
So I have the pendant. You said there was a scroll in there, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Can I grab that too? Unless anyone else is grabbing things. So I'll take that scroll. Crack, aren't you low on health stuff because of last time?
No, everyone should be full.
We all took a long rest before we went to this little cave area.
I mean, I'll grab that too if no one else is grabbing things.
Well, I'll grab the potion of healing because I can use that.
Yeah.
I know how much damage I'll probably take today.
All right. And what about these sword skis?
The what? Oh, the sword skis.
It seems like they're lost.
Limbo's there.
Yeah. I had to buy more short swords.
Does anyone want to say a few words over the sword skis?
You should pick up the hammer and put it in the chest and push it back into the crystal.
Oh, that's a good idea.
What, this really fancy hammer that is in my pocket and we've bonded.
So are you guys getting down off the rock?
Yeah. We're climbing down
Yep.
off the rock.
All right. I think we can give them
My
that,
cat
Carlos.
skills, I can easily
All right.
leap across here.
Mm-hmm.
Is the hammer just a hammer, by the way?
Yeah. But
It's
it's
a-
a nice hammer.
I'm
It's
just
a
going to put it
silver
in my...
hammer dedicated to Ceogen Earthcaller.
Could it be melted into a fancy spoon?
I don't know. I mean, I feel touched by the maybe penis of a god. I don't know if I want to melt it down. Guys, we solved the Jello puzzle.
You
Maybe.
did. Well done, guys. Well done.
Yay.
Only took you.
Well, it took us an hour and a half.
We're never gonna make it to this fucking gnome city.
You are.
Finally.
Okay, so fresh off your success of solving a puzzle, you guys strike out into the Underdark, and I'd like to try my new movement mechanics. Everyone's going to make a roll, and that roll represents kind of their contribution to the movement. And sometimes just failures will just not help, but botches will hurt. And sometimes a success will urge you all on more quickly. So.
What am I rolling?
So let's go down the list. So 7, I'd like you to roll survival to navigate the team onward through the Underdark.
That darn cat.
Oh, kitty.
It's not that bad. All you do is lose a tick. Just so you just lose a tick. So you're lost. You are hopelessly lost for the day.
Okay.
So just roll again.
Let me clarify. So when 7 botches his survival check, he leads you guys down a tunnel and down another tunnel and then another tunnel until the tunnels start to look familiar. And you're like, no, did we go this way already? And 7 says, no, I'm sure this is the way. And then eventually you end up back at the ruins where you started after 4 hours of wandering through the tunnels.
We could have solved an entire Jello puzzle by now.
I've been kind of hanging back towards the back of the group, and as I see the ruins come into view, I take out the leather ball and I throw it at 7.
Okay. As you do, as you throw it, you notice that the chain leash lashes itself around your wrist. And the buckles and straps kind of splay out like a web and wrap around 7 and just start constricting him. And you see buckles like tying themselves, snapping shut. And what it looks like is a leather gimp suit.
I was going to say, Ruben just started around him, raspberry.
And you can't move, Bryant. Do you want to?
Well, now you have no guide.
Yeah. And you actually, it's starting to be hard to breathe. It's starting to constrict you.
Is there is there like a release to it?
There's a safe word. What's your safe word?
You don't know.
Mango.
So Brian, are you gonna try and break free?
I mean, he said mango.
50 Shades free. 50 Shades free.
Harry Potter, where if I try to struggle, it's just going to get tighter.
Probably.
Well, I mean, what would Seven do? Would he be like, all right?
Well, of course, yeah.
Down.
Yeah, so he's fat, so he's gonna.
All right, so roll athletics or strength.
Athletics.
Just strength.
Strength.
Yeah, just strength.
You can also use acrobatics to get out of grapple.
Not this one though. I think this is because you're so bound.
Okay.
Okay, you try to push against these bindings, and you can't, and you take.
Oh God, sorry.
Oops, that was.
Oh
not
God,
there you go. That's
6
that's
of the
fine.
damage.
Okay, you take 1 damage as it's getting harder and harder to breathe. What do you do?
Well, I guess I'll just chill out now.
Okay.
Mango.
As soon as you submit,
I knew it.
the thing it loosens enough to allow you to breathe. But you're still caught up in it. Why don't you make another Arcana check, Gwen, to see if you can figure out how to release him?
I feel really confused sexually right now.
You drop the chain, and the bindings release him.
Okay.
And it sucks back up into that little leather ball, but it's not writhing anymore. It's just flat.
Okay. I'll scoop it up and put it back in my bag, and I'll apologize profusely to Seven. Be like, I'm sorry, I didn't know I was going to do that. I'm really sorry. And I try and give him like a chin scratch. Like, I'm really sorry.
Whoa.
Grey Malkin's gimp suit.
Writhing ball of lesson ritual.
What I'm going to do...
Is that an item we pick up?
No, I just made it up.
That's pretty good.
No, that's definitely a Carlos thing. That's definitely not in the box.
As I'm apologizing, I'm going to take out my Hayward's Handy Spice Pouch, and I'm going to say catnip.
Ooh.
And I'm going to pull out some catnip.
Don't give him fucking catnip.
Okay, so you give him some catnip.
Yep.
What are you going to do with that catnip?
And just
Seven just goes a little bit crazy and just runs around.
Well, wait. How do you do it? You chop it up and put it in a line? Sniff it up one nostril? Like, what's your...
Yeah, he totally strategy.
He's
Have you
just
ever...
off of one of his
just, like,
claws.
rubbing it all over his face, and he's running around in circles and rolling on my back and meowing, and
Cool.
You guys are pretty impressed.
Nice job. Our guide is high now.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
boy.
All right.
Let's go.
Seven spends a little while feeling good. Time ticks on, and then you guys are ready to move on. Okay. Seven comes down from his trip, and then you guys are ready to move a couple squares before you need to rest for the day. Okay, so Seven, let's see that survival check again, buddy.
So wait, was there no way that we could have recovered? You did so bad that none of us could do anything?
Right, he just got you lost.
There we go. Now he just needed a little.
Okay, so
Seven just needed a fix. That's all.
Need to get high a little. Need to get a little high.
And some of that sweet. All right, so Seven plots a course for you all. Now, so Ruben, I want you to roll perception. As you're looking for hidden caches, passages, monsters in waiting, or good ingredients to find.
We fucked this up.
All right.
You don't find.
I'm fine with it.
You don't find anything particularly interesting on the way. It's nobody's fault.
The Underdark for a reason. It's dark out here,
It's
guys.
super dark.
Jesus.
So
Calm
Crack-
down.
So Crack Sizzle, can you roll stealth for me?
Copy that.
So Crack Sizzle is going to strike out ahead of the party a little bit, stealthing around to spot dangers before they spot you. All right. All right, and then I also need Gwen to roll 14 athletics before I resolve Crack Sizzle's thing.
14 athletics, Gwen. Come on.
Wait, I'm rolling
Roll-
athletics?
Athletics.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Gwen's
That's
job.
not a 14.
So Gwen is looking for opportunities to bypass hazards or climb up ledges or move things out of the way to speed progress. That opportunity doesn't seem to come up. I mean, it was Ruben's job to point them out to her in the first place, and she's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, don't be like that. Don't put this on the lizard. Okay, everyone has to carry their own weight. All right.
You guys get to move an extra square because of your blessing from the gnomish god. You guys, once you left the ruin, you were a little more than a day away from the gnomish city. But now that you're getting closer, Seven notices first, but before long, everyone does. And it's the smell of burnt metal and sulfuric gases in the caves. It's just this kind of noxious, hot, oppressive pollution that seeps around corners and sort of seems to follow you everywhere. The caves and surrounding rocks they become warm to the touch the closer that you get to the gnome city. Not necessarily burning hot, but definitely warm, very warm. And you begin to hear this kind of rushing, roaring sound in the distance. And now that you're fairly close to the gnome city, it becomes this audible cacophony of people and metal and roaring bellows. And the city just sounds humongously loud and overwhelming, especially after the Underdark was so quiet and isolated, and you were kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
God, where the fuck did it go? Okay, so as you get closer and closer to the city, you start to see those same rail tracks that actually you hadn't seen them earlier, you had just heard them, but you start seeing train tracks leading towards for the first time since you've gotten here some a real source of light, bright, almost like daylight. So as you're approaching, you notice two major rail lines leading into a maze of tracks and platforms spread out over a huge square. This section, one section of it closer to the city, seems dedicated to industry, like hauling cargo, dealing with volatile hot liquids and the like. And you can see gnomes and dwarves working in heavy workman's gear, busy loading themselves and unloading, piling, stacking, waiting for the next train. The other platform, it looks like more of a passenger section, has raised platforms to make boarding and exiting trains easy, and the people there have a more refined, soft hands vibes. And guards, you can see armed guards everywhere, keeping things civil, as well as preventing any unauthorized people near the trains and rails. But they have not noticed you yet.
Keep in mind,
Guess who isn't people? Us.
Keep in mind, these are all evil gnomes and evil dwarves from the Underdark who are evil.
Well, I mean,
these are Faerun natives.
Well, realistically speaking,
well, the Spernebli are not evil.
but
Yeah.
in terms of how
gnomes aren't
we
evil.
don't understand that the Underdark works, though. I mean, is he expecting to just slip in, or?
Oh no! If this Underdark works anything like the rest of your Underdark, none of these things are going to like you, even if they're not particularly evil inclined. Because you're surface folk.
Yeah.
Stupid surface folk.
So how are you guys approaching?
Is it supposed to be this dark?
No, you can see there's actually, something
cold.
you've never really seen before. There are lamps that are humming with a crackling energy. It looks it looks like magic, but for you, the players, you would recognize this as electricity.
That was it. I needed to click a button. Sorry, Elf.
Thank you.
Of course.
This looks like the map from Chrono Trigger.
So we're looking at a loading yard, and we're looking at a platform, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a rail station.
Loading. Yeah.
Are there any unattended cars nearby on this rail system?
I mean, not where you guys are far back enough in the tunnel where no one can notice you, but as soon as you get out on the floor where the trains are, like the guards will probably see.
Oh, in that case, I mean, I'm not going to sneak into this place. We're going to be here for a while. We're just as good as, if not better than these people. Let's ride into town.
So are you just going to brazenly walk in?
I mean,
Is that a consensus? Started from the bottom, now we here?
I don't know. I think we should sneak in. I think that.
I mean, I was trying to do that angle, but it seemed like the ruling was the minute we step foot out there, we're seen.
That's true. Okay, I say we just walk in normally, but we look really like trying to sneak in.
Yeah, we definitely don't look suspicious. We're acting like we're supposed to be here.
We're tiptoeing.
But you're in a city of
super suspicious.
You're in a city of people who look nothing like you.
Unless if anyone has any better ideas, Ruben's just going to go for it.
All right, Ruben goes for it.
Haters gonna hate. Let's go. Let's just normal.
All right. So, you guys walk in, and as soon as you guys walk into the light, you see a half dozen Durgar and Deep Gnome guards be like, "Hey, stop them!" And they all surround you and they point like spears and axes at you. A particularly short but wide-looking dwarf with he's
sort of the normal.
Yeah, he's like
fat.
He's not. No, he's not fat. Like he's maybe a good 2'9", but he's like wide. Like
hey, fatty. Hey,
No.
fatty.
He is not fat. He is very trim. I'm saying he's broad. Like
I feel like Carlos is role playing this guy like to a T. Like I'm not fat. I'm broad.
He's built like a can of Spam.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. That's what he's just broader than he is tall. It's
a condition. It's a condition. Don't point it out. Don't be an asshole.
And you see just before he pushes his way through the guards, he takes a quick swig from a flask, and even his kind of like slate gray, pale skin. He's kind of like a purplish around the nose. He looks like he might be a bit of a drunk. Mm-hmm. And he walks up to you and he's like, "What are you doing here? Who are you? Who sent you?"
Mm-hmm. We need to speak to someone about the mine.
He looks at the other guards. "What do you know about the mine?"
That's the problem. Not much. We need to talk to someone about them. We mean you no harm. We're obviously outnumbered.
What are you doing coming in this way?
Well, I mean, we're not
foreign folks should know better than to come in through this entrance.
Well, I mean, we're not from here, obviously. So that was the path we were on.
People have accused this sea snake of knowing many things, but knowing better is not.
Grandma can't read, so if there's a sign, we have no idea.
Is that what those were? Were those signs? I told you those were signs.
He spits on the ground. He's like, "Follow me." And him and four of the guards lead you guys out of the rail yard, and you're now kind of like walking out, and you see, as you step out of this, what is a pretty impressive building, You come into an enormous cavern that houses this city. And you can't help but marvel at the sheer scope of the whole thing. And you feel this intense heat behind you. And over the cliff of these craggy rocks, you see this just like deep red glow of what you assume is lava. And you see these rivers of molten metal kind of cutting through the city. And at the center of it, the city is not like any city you've ever seen. It's kind of a clockwork wonder. It's vast. It's, like it looks mechanical. There are like tramways going between buildings and stuff like that. It's like there's, it's really, really cool. But in the center, this thing, you see a giant pyramid made of obsidian suspended above a small lake of molten metal. And there are beams of electricity arcing off it, going to those 4 pylons around it, which have lots of kind of, lines going down, connecting, what you would understand to be power lines, things throughout the city. And, it's, for being underground, impossibly bright.
You said it's like really warm in here, right?
Yeah, it's hot. And actually, everybody make a constitution check.
I was gonna say, Ruben like shivers, like he's got something going up his spine because there's a cold-blooded lizard thing potentially. This is fucking with him a little bit.
Constitution, okay.
Constitution saving.
Yeah.
Oh wait, sorry, I didn't. Do
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Oof! You burst into flames.
Okay, so the 3 of you, everyone but Gwen, as you step out into the air, you also it's like this sulfuric fumes coming off this molten rock is like choking you, and your eyes are watering. So you guys you feel not great, and figure out what that means when the time comes. Yeah, you are coughing, sneezing. It's like I'm choking almost.
I don't normally sound like this. I'm all stuffed up.
And as this dwarf, leads you through the city, he doesn't seem much for talking, unless you approach him. But I don't know. Are you gonna try? But he's like foreigners are only allowed in the public court escorts.
You get a lot of foreigners in these parts?
Not many.
Lately?
A few.
This is quite the city you have here. Beautiful.
And to your right, in these sort of like these things as you're passing them, as you cross over this bridge over a river of molten metal, you notice Captain Hardtack gets like visibly uncomfortable as you're passing these buildings. Oop, nope.
Oh dear. We get visibly uncomfortable. We got warped.
Yeah.
Oh.
But you look and you notice a number of those burnt out dwellings with large scars of cooled lava rock running through it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'll motion over to the burnt out buildings to be like, what happened there?
Roll persuasion.
Oh, I will. Thank you.
It's not really your business.
Hmm.
My friend asked a question.
It's really not your business.
Oh, I guess I should show you then. No, as you guys walk by, he gets, it's like really, really sad, and he's like, a couple years ago, the lake flooded, and well, a lot of good Durgar died that day, and never really bounced back. But the rest of us, they moved up there, and he points behind you to this area, which is this little kind of rocky thing right here is maybe about 40 feet up. And you notice on this side of you is like a wall going up a cliff face made of iron about 60 feet. And as you pass by this big metal thing, you notice it's a giant mechanized elevator, and it's lowering down. And as you're passing by, you see this deep gnome woman surrounded by, it looks like, fawning admirers, but also employees. You're not really sure. Maybe they're one and the same, but she kind of gives you a curious look as she passes you, walking in the other direction.
Fawning admirers. Wait, does she look like she knows who we are? Like she has context for who we are?
No, she's just like, it was more like, what the fuck are these people doing here?
And you said it's a huge wall, right? Made of iron?
Yeah, it's like 60 feet high.
It's like
Party wants to just out. Make the Underdark great again, am I right? Keep them out.
Exactly.
Well, it's not really. It's not really a wall. It's just like iron plating going up a sheer cliff face, so it looks like an iron wall, but it's not really a wall.
Can I turn to our host? Do we know this guy's name yet, or have we? None of us asked.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ruben Silverfang, Sea Snake. I didn't catch your name. These other people that came. Did any of them look like us?
I've never seen anybody who looks like you.
I turned to the.
We are a bunch of weirdos.
Yeah, but there was a dragon team in there, so
No,
it may not be definitely not them.
He looks at Gwen and he's like, "Smaller you."
Mm. So like,
What do you metagaming wise? Are you just like a big person?
kind of. Yeah, I essentially look like a very large human, but my skin is much paler, almost like
It could be the Ruben's. It could be the wizards or the marines.
Could be it's the humans.
probably human.
Crack Sizzle's worried that he smells donkey sauce right on his breath.
So, as you guys kind of get into this area, this actually it's interesting. It's the most subterranean part of this cavern, and it looks like the most heavily militaristic. As you're walking through, you're getting curious looks from mostly dwarves in heavy armor, but you see the occasional heavy gnome, and you see the odd like you see one elf and maybe one human, like that look like they belong here. They're all dressed in the same sort of military garb, but it is like the people other than dwarves or gnomes, you don't really see many. We're taking you to the foreign quarter.
Why did he lead us? Did he literally lead us around like not the most direct path? Or
Did you lead us around the scary pyramid for some reason?
Yeah, you can't go in there.
So you just
not that I'd want to, but it's very impressive.
Yeah, that's our power plant. It helps survive supply the whole empire with what they're calling electricity.
Electricity.
Exactly.
Something like that. It's I don't know. Something with magic and science.
Yeah.
Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
so
Bunch of nerds, a lot of them.
real quick.
Yeah.
Can can we hear electricity? Like, is the air of electricity so intense here that we kind of hear the?
There is
no,
not the crackle, but there's like a gentle hum in the city. Like that kind of electric hum,
like
the
a
sound,
fluorescent light,
like the sound of like an old tube TV that's been left on.
Okay. Crack Sizzle practices that sound, that like sound, and he's like pretty into it. Like he likes that.
Someone's going to tell him to drop it at one point, and he's going to drop that. real hard.
Is he gonna drop that beat? You gonna drop the bass?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm ready for you to drop the bass. I mean, but I'm always waiting for them to drop the bass. They're just not dropping the bass.
No, you can't just drop the beat whenever.
Pick your spots.
You fight your battles.
Everybody gets one.
Everyone gets one. That's right.
So he deposits you on the other end of this, or this, one end of the bridge, and him and his guards kind of fan out. He's like, you guys are welcome to stay as long as you want in the foreign quarter. There's an inn, there's general goods stores, there's guides if you need help getting out of the city. I guess if you need anything further, you can always ask for me, Captain Hardtack.
Captain Hardtack.
Hard attack?
Hardtack. Don't be rude. Don't be rude. You heard him. 1 second. Do we ask about a living crystal, or do we just keep that to ourselves?
I wouldn't advise venturing into the rest of the city with escort. Things can get a little rough.
I'm gonna say, oh, okay, good, duly noted, and I'm gonna cast
Sorry, cast what?
invisibility
on yourself.
Yep.
In front of him.
Yep.
Oh God,
Grandma, why?
Why, Grandma?
Well, none of us knew that she could do that. We're going to be just as surprised as he is.
Yeah, I know. We did establish that we don't know anyone's stuff.
Okay. So you suddenly go invisible, and he's like, where'd the big grandma go?
Ruben looks around like, oh no, she got small and we stepped on her. This is
arrest them.
Crack Sizzle just starts crying. Grandma,
and no, the like the four guards approach you guys with their weapons drawn, and a couple of them have shackles, and they're ready to arrest you.
Ruben draws his sword. For sure.
No.
I'll come. I'll
persuasion. Anyone?
Nope. No.
I'll
nope, Ruben's not persuading. He's not going in those shackles, buddy.
Okay.
I'll uninvisible myself. And I haven't moved. I'm just like, God, you dwarf cannot take a joke.
There's no punch. That's not a joke.
That's not a joke.
He looks at you, and he motions to his dwarf, the rest of the dwarfs, and they surround you, and they are attempting to shackle you, Gwen.
From all the way down there? I just lift my hands up above my head.
Okay, they shackle your feet, and they pull you down to the ground. There's like 5 of them, and they're crawling all over you, and you are shackled.
Oh. Well, this just happens to be my kink, so thanks.
He's like, so Captain Hardtack looks at the rest of you, and he's like, any other jokesters?
L.O. nah, and I sheathed my sword.
Okay. So,
as they are pulling me away, I just start yelling, "Attica! Attica!"
No one knows what that means. No one knows what it means.
It's like, you guys can find her at the prison and pay the fine.
Oh. Do we?
How much is the fine?
You don't know. They drag Gwen off, and you don't know where she's gone.
What am I supposed to do? The party marker has all 4 pictures in it.
Well, we're just Gwen is somewhere.
Gwen, that's like you guys broke the one rule, which is the party
we didn't
marker.
break anything. I guess I'm the captain now.
I'm the captain now.
Guys, fellow monsters, there is a time and a place. Learn to read a room, Crack Sizzle. That is my best advice.
What? Learn to read a room? I didn't turn invisible.
No, I'm just saying, don't follow that example over there. I know how you feel about Grandma. She definitely didn't read the room.
So there are two guards still at the end of the bridge.
Do we need to get her?
We gotta go get Grandma out of jail.
This is.
Ugh. So we all go.
Yeah, Ruben starts walking towards the other end of the bridge, I guess.
There's the
Where's the jail?
who has the best charisma?
Please take us to your jail.
Didn't
Not
think
in
about
it,
that.
to
when you were
it.
making
Where's-
an acid Jew.
Where's your grandma jail, guys? Let's we walk up to the cards and say.
Where do you keep your illegal grandmas?
So like one of the guards like looks at the other one like looks at him, nods his head, and they take you to, or they take you back. One of them takes you back through kind of the military quarter through these winding caverns, and I guess we have to put them here now, Mike.
This is
You
like
guys-
Hogan's Heroes now.
You guys had one job.
Except one of us is in jail, not all of us. So nothing like Hogan's Heroes.
It's exactly like Hogan's Heroes. Rex Sizzle walks up to this guy. Hey, have you seen Hogan's Heroes? we got a real Hogan's on our hand.
Point me to your Nazis.
So this Durgar dwarf just kind of deposits you right here, and he's like, you can go inside and pay the fine.
What's the damage? Like, what are we looking at here, fine wise?
You'll have to check inside.
It's about by the pound, right, guys?
Am I
By the British pound.
do I look over and see our favorite human friend over there on the top?
You do. You see the woman in her power armor suit looking distressed outside the prison. And Mike, you're her, right?
Sure.
Hello, lovely day for your jail, huh?
Meow.
She looks at you all, and she's in her little hazmat spacesuit, and she sees a lot of you, and as you approach her, she's approaching you as well, and she says, "Oh, you there? I recognize all of you from the tournament, from the contest."
Yeah, the sea snake. I know it gets around.
There's just so much here. I can't. I don't even understand. There's so much to understand here. I feel like I could spend a lifetime investigating these creatures and their primitive lifestyles.
I definitely would not say that to their faces. You might want to keep the creatures and the primitives to yourself.
The Durgar by the door who's guarding it, he huffs to himself. He says, the woman in the spacesuit says, I'm Dr. Nora Fawn, and you all are my compatriots in this. You're part of this. Is that correct? We're in this together.
Well, I'm not sure that's how that works. You say compatriot, we say competitor.
We say beautiful collection of animals, filthy primate.
Don't mind my friend. He's on a bit of a I wouldn't say anti-biped binge, but he's just feeling a little weird right now.
Why is that? What?
I tried asking him once. He just started squawking at me.
Oh yeah, Crack Sizzle just makes the sound of like a bird like screeching in anger. Just not.
He does that to everyone eventually. Don't worry about it. Don't take it personally.
I have so much to learn. The way that you can mimic voices, I've never seen that in a biological creature before. I mean, certainly mechanics and computers can do such a thing, but how did you get this ability?
It's fine. I mean, it's not breathing lightning or anything.
You can breathe lightning?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Totes.
I'm afraid I'm in a bit of a bind. here. Perhaps all of you will help me to talk to the locals.
Wait, so she doesn't speak common?
Well, she does. She does speak common, but she can't relate to them.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious at this point she's using terms like primitives, and it's like that dwarf lady that we ran into. She's just a little bit racist.
Just a lot racist. She says, so as you can see, the soldiers that I brought with me to protect me.
Yeah, definitely not here.
They've been locked up by the tribe. These locals here in this stone building that they have here.
They call it a prison. That's what it is.
Right. So my soldiers are locked up into this prison, and I don't know if I can truly proceed in this world, in this place, this dimension. I don't even know what to call where we are, but I can't proceed without them. I'm prepared to offer you a substantial reward if you can return my soldiers to me. I'm going to need them if I'm going to, proceed and participate in your custom, the custom of the cooking thing that you do in between the worlds. I assume this is something that is natural to all of you.
Our custom.
Ours, absolutely.
Yeah,
We totally do that thing all of the time.
I assumed that this is a normal thing. That there's a cooking competition, and you travel between the worlds to fulfill the cooking competition. This is something
many
that
times.
this
Very
is what
muchly.
your people do this.
Your people do not?
No, we have cooking competitions, but they're much more contained. They participate in this sort of thing in one kitchen, and they cook with like a special ingredient that people know, but they're not comfortable with. It makes them uncomfortable. That's why people watch the show.
But Ruben Cox has said, it sounds awfully primitive then, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, no. The cooking is very sophisticated. They have the most elaborate tools and cooking utensils, kitchen equipment that can be made. So it's not really primitive in that way. It's a form of entertainment. Entertainment is universal throughout all cultures. Is it not?
I'm finding this very entertaining, yes.
I'm prepared to offer you some of our equipment in exchange for returning my soldiers to me. I thought that perhaps they might vaporize all of the inhabitants of this building, but I instructed them not to because I thought that would be against our prime directive.
Bad taste. Yep, agreed.
What do you got, lady?
I have many things. We have an extra pair of boots that you might find interesting. I mean, it's.
Yep, those are shoes. Those are what those are.
I mean, well, they're not shoes as you would see them. They're quite common in our world, but they allow you to jet or fly up over obstacles. And they propel you off the ground.
Okay.
Your kind, you speak of this as magic, but they're shoes, magic shoes that make you fly with rockets. Rockets are a kind of magic flying device. Does that make any sense?
You need to work on the name, but I think I get the gist.
Good. I'm glad you all understand.
They're like 7 League boots, but with rockets. So maybe Rocket League boots.
I tried to speak with these creatures here, but they would not accept a wireless transfer of credits. They want these metal goods, and I mean, without my soldiers, I don't know how I'm going to procure that much metal from the walls.
So you're offering all of us boots, or just one pair of Rocket League boots?
I just have the one extra pair. I feel like that's a reasonable payment. Would you not say?
What do we say, boys?
Let's sabotage them.
You guys have a private conference.
No.
Wait. Oh no. Totes on the sabotage.
Wait.
You think we could get her arrested and get the rocket boot?
We'll have to really thread the needle there, bud.
Faintly from inside of the building, you just hear abacus.
Abacus, not Attica.
There's a way we can get them relief. We can slow them down. That way, we get our stuff, and the dum-dums don't get anything. Maybe.
Can I talk to this guy that's across the cell from me?
Sure.
What's he look like? What's his deal?
So he looks like a kind of working class Durger, and he has like kind of worn blackened clothes. He works with his hands. He's a common man.
I'll just kind of get his attention and say, so what they got you in here for?
Diddlin.
Sorry, what? Pardon?
Diddlin.
Diddling all over kids.
Diddling kids.
You some kind of freak.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I like that. You're a straight shooter.
I had that handled, Mike. He was a diddler. That was canon.
It's all canon.
Now he's speaking with another voice, Gwen, because he has split personality.
It's all canon, Carlos. It's all canon.
You realize that he looks a little bit like James McAvoy?
Then he just starts masturbating in front of me.
All over you. Fat.
The circle is the fat.
I'm a straight shooter too. Right over your face.
Those are fat circles right there. Those are all fat circles.
Oh God.
Oh God. And here I thought he was going to be a working man's hero. He wasn't. He wasn't.
He didn't work with his hands.
Should I feel like Eldritch blasting him.
Is that what they're calling it now? Eldritch Blast. Okay.
That's what Gwen does.
Elder.
You're going to Eldritch Blast him?
No.
She wants to, though. She thinks about it long.
So back outside, Dr. Fawn, she floats the idea to you all. She says, I'm sorry, I don't know how you all typically do these sorts of things, but this contest is very interesting to all of us, and we would like to succeed. We would like to see everyone succeed. We would like to see you succeed. And were you to free my soldiers, we would be very obliged to help you on your way in this contest, and perhaps we can work together.
How's your contest experience been so far?
It's been very strange, but my soldiers, they were captured as they inspected this primitive power structure that they've accumulated here. It's quite
electricity.
It's quite odd the way that they do this with all this magma and gases and whatnot. It seems like all of the civilians of this place, it seems like they would die from the gases, but they're somewhat resilient, though I'm sure many die.
Ruben sneezes at that point.
My soldiers, they went to perform reconnaissance. Do you have reconnaissance where you come from?
We have cons. I'm not sure about the other parts.
Scouting, looking at things to learn.
To steal. Learn, yeah. Learn. Definitely.
Yes. But the locals here, they were very opposed to this. They're a very secretive bunch. They don't have a way that they share information amongst everyone. They seem to be very very possessive, and that they want to only hold this information for themselves.
Yeah, when you live in the Underdark, it's you against the darkness. So people get pretty particular about personal space.
That's very unfortunate. If they would only cooperate, they could thrive far greater than they are now.
I mean, but who'd really want to deal with the Underdark? I mean, they are kind of evil.
I'm not sure I understand. We're underground. Are underground people evil? Is that what your culture believes?
I think so. I don't know. I haven't really actually made it down here before. What's up, Craig Sizzle?
I think that this conversation is not leading us anywhere. This is out of character. I think that...
Then take the wheel, my friend.
Okay, so here we go. So Crack Sizzle kind of slinks up next to her, like kind of uncomfortably behind her, and goes, "Listen, if you pay for our grandma to get out of jail, and you give us the rocket boots, we'll get your team out. We'll get your shoulders out. We'll help you out with this.
We'll get your armored friends out of here."
Grandma.
Well, I would. I just don't know.
Think about it. How many humans? How many friendly faces you see around here? Look how friendly our faces are. And then, we smile.
7 starts to
also,
fight.
it's like Ruben goes, how many of your soldiers do you actually need?
Well, I'm happy to wire transfer you a number of credits. I have a very substantial budget.
What's a credit?
But no one here seems to accept them.
That's a bad sign, guys. What about and he holds out gold pieces. What about these? Do you have any of these?
Well, given time and my soldiers, we could perhaps draw some of that material from the cave walls. It seems like the people here and as well as you value these metals.
You have mining technology on you?
You know what the word technology is?
Yeah, Craig Sizzle, he also knows what scouting is.
Well, we didn't know what scouting is. We didn't know what reconnaissance was. That's a fancy French word.
She says, yes, my soldiers, they have mining technology with them that can draw materials to them, but they just need some time and freedom to move about. But
we'll take one of those and the boots.
Oh. These locals here are very uncooperative.
Okay.
So I think the mining tech and the boots.
The mining tech and the boots. Or at least 2 full days using your mining technology.
No, the mining tech and the boots.
I'm afraid
she's going to give us all the. She's not going to give us all the mining technology.
We don't know that. Let's find out.
I'm afraid the mining technology it's embedded into the heart of them. Does that make sense? Their armor and their weapons contain this technology. I can't give it to you, but we could procure some metals for you if you wish. If you're willing to help us and let us help you, and we can work together, I feel like this competition will be all the better for it.
I mean, I mean, this is to you guys, but I think mining tech could be useful in terms of harvesting a living mineral.
Yeah, I concur.
From inside of the building, you hear Alabama bus.
All right, so we try to use these dum-dums as long as we can, and we also take the rocket boots. Yeah.
Copy.
You say not in earshot of Dr. Fawn.
No, and definitely not in common.
We run over here, and then we talk real quick, and then we run back over.
I'm sure we all speak some sort of language that isn't common. That's common to us. I don't know.
No, there's not actually.
No.
You guys are the worst.
We don't
you guys
speak
are the worst.
Asian. You can, we don't. We just whisper it really quietly and sneakily, and then run back over.
So Ruben holds out a talon, and he's like, "We got a deal."
Oh, thank you so much. I'll be so glad to be able to move forward with my mission.
Yeah. Okay. Don't do anything.
I'll wait here. If you can deal with the locals.
What's your guys' names? Not you, Doctor, but your soldiers' names.
Oh, I just mostly call them you.
Okay.
I can look up their files.
We definitely need the DMs to find names. Absolutely. Look up their files.
Well, I think they'll be pretty obvious. They're
the only human soldiers? Okay.
They're the ones that are in powered armor, the humans.
How many of them?
They'll know who it is. There's 3 of them.
Okay.
And it's just you 4 in total.
That's right. Well, and our chef. Our chef is back in the other place.
Okay.
You mean that dive?
where we all met for the first time. That's that place.
That place.
This is a strange charisma that we have.
Again, don't do a thing. Ruben backs away and heads inside. Not a thing. Stand right there.
She says, "Okay, I'll wait over here."
Way over there.
Keep going.
Right. So at the counter,
I got it. All right. So yeah, you see a deep gnome and a Durgar guard standing by the door. The deep gnome has a book. He pushes his glasses up his nose. He doesn't even really pay attention to you. He's just kind of writing something down in the book, turning the page, writing something down. Gwen.
Does someone else want to lead this? I just feel like I meandered us through the last one.
Good day to you. All right, so Cracksizzle steps up to this, kind of rolling his eyes at Ruben, and then
listen, Ruben got complaints.
No, not complaining about Ruben, but leaning back, thinking, look at that dumb human over there, getting all these people arrested all the time. So then we go, "Good day to you, sir, Captain," and then a perfect voice, "Hardtack." Arrested our grandma by,
just a misunderstanding.
mistake. And we would be really tickled if you could let her out for her meds. And
he just starts flipping. He starts flipping through the book, not listening to you, and he looks down. Gwenelia, charged with.
Wait. Ruben snorts to himself at Gwenelia. Thinks that's hilarious.
Reckless
name.
Reckless tomfoolery with a charge of 250 gold coins.
Oh, and then Ruben chokes. He actually chokes.
250 gold coins. How much do we have? Okay. And we have, there's these humans.
The armored ones. The armored
ones. If you could give those to us too, we would appreciate it.
He flips through his book and he's like, 3 humans. No, that would be impossible. They are slated for execution.
Oh,
that took a turn.
Well, that's okay.
Craig, we tried.
We tried to try.
What do you do with their power armor once they're executed?
Executed. Does that mean what it means down here? What it means up there? Death, dying, right? You're going to kill them.
Yes, it's a pretty simple concept. Most people are familiar with the concept of execution.
I'm not most people, my friend.
Obvious. What is there anything we can do for you?
What are the humans charged for?
They are charged with entering the power plant. That is an offense of the highest order.
The ultimate charge, if you will.
But that was rough.
Boo.
Use your boo throughout the jail.
Okay. I say we fork over the cash to free our grandma so we can
Formulate a plan to bust them out.
reconvene with her.
Seems fair. So you all are paying the gold, right? I'm not paying.
So it costs 250, right?
Yeah.
So we pay in all coppers. We just pay like
you only have 400 copper, 40 silver.
well, we just pay purposefully small change.
Okay. So you pay out all your copper, all your silver, which comes to 100.
That was for reckless tomfoolery. Imagine if she actually did something that mattered.
100. Yeah.
Cash in some of the gems too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. There's gems. You could just do the
like
5.
Two
gems. Yeah.
Oh, my gems! I barely knew these.
Okay, 2 gems.
So he crosses Gwen's name out of the book and he motions for this. Oh God!
The fire is everywhere.
He motions for this guard.
Oh, he jizzes all over them.
Disappears behind the door, and Gwen reappears right on top of Reuben.
Nope, I was moving out of the way.
And Gwen, you're now free.
Yay!
Oh, free! I mean, you owe us a fuck ton of money.
I go invisible again.
While we're in here, I mean, is there anything I can notice about the setup while we're in here? I mean, is it just pretty typical office?
It just looks like office entry.
So over here, I don't know if you can see that.
They can't see in there. There's a door.
So you
can't go through there, Reuben.
Anyway, so
I'm just going to play really stupid.
Over there, you see an entrance to the cell block where they hold the prisoners.
Okay.
So then we have to catch. So we pull Grandma aside, Gwen, and we catch her up on the deal we just cut with the humans, or we said we'd help them out with.
Okay.
So what do you think, Gwen?
I mean, I didn't see them back where I was. They weren't.
They're probably somewhere worse.
Gwen noticed that occasionally you'd see a guard kind of go to the end of the hall and go downstairs.
In the hour that you were here.
Yeah, there's a basement to this place.
We should all get arrested. No, we shouldn't.
Let's all sneak into the power plant.
We'll all be charged with execution, but they won't be able to execute all of us, right? Right? If you all wish to investigate the prison, you may, to find out what your options are.
I would like to do that before.
Yeah, let's do it.
But you just see Reuben like tossing the vial in his hand a little bit, like rolling it around.
All right, so everybody roll investigation.
Ooh. Oh.
I've been one of these before.
Whoa.
We are not inexperienced at this.
Listen, guys, we've had a lot of experience in our own lives in prison. I just know this.
As you guys casually walk around, sightseeing the prison, you guys notice kind of on this side of the house, there's a hole in the roof.
They can't see that, Carlos. So there's
you go over here. Just walk over there where I'm pointing the thing. You can climb up on the roof, and there's a hole large enough to crawl in. It looks like maybe a rock fell on it.
Don't put them in the building, Carlos.
No, yeah, I didn't put them in the building. They put them in the building.
Yeah, I mean, fuck you guys and your rules.
But you can. It looks like you could climb up there, although there is.
There's a what?
There's a guard. There's a guard over here. So if you're going to do any climbing, you're going to have to.
Oh, we have a human for
Be
that.
stealthy and steely.
No, we
Or-
have a human for that, and it's just going to be
Or-
really annoying.
That's true.
You also notice a crack in the stone over here that might lead interesting places into the caves that surround this prison. But again, the guards that are nearby wouldn't want you poking around there.
Sure. Well, I will say this in
So
Ruben's
let's
experience.
all move back over here. There we go.
Ruben's experience, having a good, clean exit's the most important thing. And while the hole in the ceiling is interesting, if we find something that no one can see as a way out, I mean, that could be even better.
But you think that there's going to need to be some kind of distraction.
We are aware.
And you're not going to want to be seen by anyone, and you're probably going to want to swiftly murder anyone that sees you poking around, because there's a whole city of dwarves who would be very angry that you broke into their prison. Well, I sure am glad I made this prison map.
All right,
because we didn't think we'd get to this today.
Really? I gotta say, I was hoping that we could kind of go to the end, get some shit. But no. All right. We'll just
just immediately go to jail.
Do we get to collect 200 gold if we go to jail?
No, you bypass go.
We get to spend 200 gold.
But
the fucking jocularity of Gwen just got us out 200.
Yeah, we were like, oh, well, this will, we'll be in the Gnome City for a while, and they can talk to the various, people in the city, and it'll be like some negotiation and stuff.
No, we goofs a lot.
Immediately go to jail. Immediately go to jail.
It's kind of disorienting because we were like, oh, there's all this stuff in the city that we like. Oh, never mind. Now we're already about to get on the wrong side of the law here.
Carlos, are you back?
Yeah. Yes, I'm back.
Aren't you glad we have the prison map already?
Uh-huh.
Because they're already in jail?
Yeah. That was the one thing I said. I was like, if they just kind of go peacefully, they'd be fine. But if they try anything, they're going to go straight to jail.
Mm-hmm.
For the record, it wasn't Ruben for once.
Try some bullshit is what they tried.
No, this.
That wasn't they. Yeah, that was... It's all on Gwen.
It wasn't even useful. It was a giant, fuck you.
So, you guys all are gathered outside of jail, and
everybody back?
Yep, I'm back.
You're thinking about what you did.
Is Bryant back?
I'm not thinking about what I did at all.
So, okay, we need to... So we're planning our jailbreak. And there's a hole... Break it down for us again. There's a hole over here.
In the rock.
In the rock. Is that big enough for humans to fit through? Like a person?
Or lizards or birds or,
Yeah.
Yeah, you can squeeze through.
Entity-sized hole. Okay. I think we're going to have to go in that way. Or we'll have to leave that way.
I mean, we're going to have to distract this guard if we're.
I think we use Miko Mori here.
So I think we go and we bug little Captain Lady Pants over here.
Mm-hmm.
Are we back? Are we just playing now? Are we back in it?
Yeah, man. Are you going to whisper conspiratorially to the captain?
Tell her to distract the guard.
Yeah. So
but don't do anything too stupid. No. We don't want to rescue her from jail too.
So Crack Sizzle. Wait. Oh, that's true. Dang it. Crack Sizzle runs back over here. Wait. Hold on.
Let's make a plan first before we enact it. Instead of enacting it before we do it and plan it.
Wait. Let's be true to these characters, though. I mean,
so we need her to get away.
She'll move this dude.
Also be a distraction.
And then we'll go over here and hope that leads us somewhere, or do we invest in the obvious?
So you can get up on the roof of the jail, and where you think you can probably enter.
We could also, dare I say, split the bar.
I mean, as long as you don't split it too far, I'll allow it. There'll be no red cards unless they split, to do different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
all right.
Like
someone tried to sneak into the power plant to distract all the guards.
Yeah, that's not allowed. That's a yellow card right there. I remind everyone of Crack's speech about how humans are the worst and they're the enemy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we're using them.
So we
Ruben
could.
says
That's what I
sizzle.
keep thinking. If we pick up these soldiers, honestly, it seems like a better idea is to leave them there. Like,
we could always go back to the woman and say, look, we can't get your guys out. Do you want to just like tag along with us? Because there's nothing we can do. You can just come with us.
And then we'll push her into a.
Oh, now Ruben's invested in this problem, though.
I mean, she's a doctor. Is that right?
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure Ruben knows what that is.
That's what her name says.
Yeah, I mean, she might. I mean, we tend to get hurt pretty easily. We might want to try and just see if we can recruit her onto our team.
Onto the party.
You mean she might be our healer? Is that?
I mean, maybe
Our cleric.
Yeah. I mean, this seems like a lot of. Now that we're talking it through, it seems like a lot of liability for who fucking cares about these people.
But Rocket League boots.
I mean,
But
if she comes with us, she might just give them to us anyways. And
that's a lot of shoulda. Not will.
Well, I heard that the sea snake might be able to get anything through his daring personality and charming good looks.
Did you say that with an ellipsis at the end or a question mark?
Yeah. A question mark.
Question mark.
She doesn't know by Dragonborn standards. I mean, you might be super attractive by Dragonborn, but you might also be super ugly for all she knows.
No,
but,
he's super attractive.
You're not her type.
But then again, what prison exists that you can't break into? I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like, you put this challenge in front of Ruben, and he has got his eyes on fucking breaking into this prison. He's very excited.
Fuck these people and all their prisons.
I'm gonna go up to I'm not going to. I just got out of prison. I'm not getting back into prison. So I'm gonna go up to the guard and ask him. Excuse me, my good man. Do you? I'm trying to get access to the mines. Do you know who I might speak to get clearance to visit your fine mines?
Ruben moves over to the hole in the wall.
There's no access to the mine right now. Everything's shut down. Production's halted.
I'm at the hole in the wall.
All right. But that's the general gist. It's like you would need special permission to go to the mine from the engineering corps.
Engineering corps. Okay. Do you know where I might be able to? We're looking for a specific item. Is there do you have a library in town? Is there somewhere that I might be able to talk to someone about?
Ruben, roll stealth.
She is so boring and so distracting.
Roll stealth. Ruben disappears. Nobody knows where he went.
Blah, 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 blah.
All right, so Gwen, you're busy distracting the guard, but he doesn't really know anything about. I mean, like he's like there are libraries in the town. There's he doesn't really know what you're looking for. Okay. But Ruben, you appear under this bench.
I can't see anything. It's all darkness.
Oh.
Wait. Okay, I can pan over.
There you go. You should be able to see now.
Yep, I got it. I panned over. I didn't realize how big the map.
Oh, wow.
All right, what am I looking? Okay. Huh.
And you see,
You're in the
Ruben,
basement.
Yeah, you're in the basement, and you see two dwarf guards playing cards at the table. And you see the 3 soldiers just in various states of repose and anxiety downstairs or in the cell next to you. And beyond them, you see a couple more dwarves and gnomes in the cell.
How armed do these dwarves look like at the table?
You can take him.
Yeah.
God damn it.
You are.
God, fuck you all. In Ruben's experience, does it look like there's any sort of alarm?
You don't know.
Oh.
You have no idea.
Let's Ruben hold on. As Gwen, Seven, and Crack recognize, they kind of look around the corner of their eyes, and they see that Ruben is gone, has snuck into the rock tunnel. What's your guys' plan from there?
Yeah, I'm gone. Fuck you all. You don't know what I'm gonna do.
I'm still talking to the guard, just trying to. I want to know where I can find information about, like the geology of the surrounding area, or just trying to get more and trying to figure out what, like a location or
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
Seven and Crack will wonder why Grandma is so boring.
12.
He doesn't really have anything more to give you.
But he's helpful.
Yeah, I mean, you learned that you would need to get from the engineering corps to go to the mine.
I don't know. So Crack Sizzle's like kind of distraught.
Looking at each other, you're looking at each other like, so we sneak away, right? We're just going to sneak right now.
Because we could go sneak after. Okay, so hey, Kitty. So, Kitty Cat, we could go and we could bail out Ruben.
I don't need help bailing out. I'm gonna fucking murder all these people.
Maybe.
He needs bailing out.
Or we could go tell the human to cause a distraction of some kind. But that'll mean that she gets arrested for causing...
Not necessarily.
Necessarily. Really? Not necessarily? I mean...
He's probably intelligent enough to be able to, pull it back.
Quinn did just get arrested for being invisible, like recklessly invisible.
Yeah, that's a
do
fucking...
the old fake sick routine,
Yeah, you guys talk to her. She seems like way too smart, and in a way that's not helpful.
Not charismatic at all.
Just call them primitives to their face.
Actually, it's a chore to talk to her.
Okay. Okay, Kitty Cat, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I say we try to get her to cause a distraction somehow.
Okay, so Crack Sizzle runs up and always runs up right behind her, just so he's maximally creepy. And goes,
Kitty's all rolling on his back and acting cute, being persuasive.
Hey, how loud can you scream?
That's like maximum creepiness. Are you intimidating her?
No, I'm just asking. This is
He's very cheerful about it.
You don't just ask that.
No. It's like a I scratch your back. You have to scratch mine because we'll kill your friends if you don't scratch my back.
So intimidation is what you're saying.
Okay, sure. So roll intimidation.
How loud can you scream?
Eight.
She asked you about what's going on and about. Wait, why are you guys asking me this? You're on two sides of me. Are you surrounding me?
Are you flanking me right now? Is that what's happening?
Is this a friendly gesture in your culture, or is this an aggressive gesture? I'm really not sure. I wish you could just talk to me
tenderly.
Well, it's not friendly, but it's not aggressive. We just need you to make a really loud scene so we can free your compatriots and our compatriot.
All right, that's a persuasion check for Crack Sizzle, please.
Okay. Persuasion, come on. 6. Oh boy.
She's like, I'm not sure that I understand what you want me to do. Perhaps we can talk about it for a little while. I don't understand. I'm not fully familiar with the process here.
You have to explain this to her at length. Ruben, what do you do while they're explaining?
What's happening?
So while they're explaining at length to Dr. Fawn about what a distraction is, what do you want to do?
Well, how's this cell look like that I'm in? Is it just like four walls and a door?
The door is locked.
The door is locked?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to pick that shit.
Okay, roll stealth to get up there first. No, because he is... Roll stealth first, because he's there in view.
We can't see him. I wonder what Matt's doing.
All right, wonder indeed.
Oh God.
So as
I'll use my inspiration to do an advantage.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Good
Please do.
What?
Oh my God. So, Matthew, as you're like climbing out, and over here, you like trip on those manacles, and they give a clang clang clang, and the dwarves put down their cards, and they look towards your cell. And as one of them gets up, one of the soldiers walks over to the front of the cell. He's like, "Hey, you over here! We got a sick guy." And the Durgar walks over to him, like reaches through the bars and just like slams the guy's faceplate against the thing, and then walks back to his cards. Like he's not falling for that sick guy shit.
Okay, I'm still gonna pick this lock.
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
All right, so that the door just like opens with a whisper, and you can slip out, but you're gonna need to roll stealth again.
What's this? Are they still arguing outside?
Yes.
We're not arguing. We have to calmly explain what a distraction is.
All right, what am I seeing out here in the hallway? Like the door's open. I'm looking at light sources, right? Is there any way to take care of those?
There's like a little swinging bulb.
Craxizzle and Seven are like, so in a distraction, your goal is to, seem as though there's a problem to draw others' attention.
Matthew, what are you doing?
I'm moving over to that door.
Okay, roll stealth with disadvantage. Okay. So you walk out into the open under that light, and those Durgar look at you and are like, and they reach for their axes, and they charge you. Roll initiative.
Is there a lock at my hand? Right, like there's a door there, right?
Yeah. You pretty much win on initiative.
Okay. So I pull out,
no matter what you roll, will be okay.
I have a flask full of acid. and I'm gonna pop that on the lock. Just smash it against the lock and tell those soldier boys, might need some help here in a second, boys.
Okay. So you smash that acid, the acid flask on the lock, and it starts to dissolve. But it's not going to dissolve right this second. But you notice the two of the soldiers just start like shaking the door, trying to get it open. But it's making a lot of noise.
There's only one thing I can do, and that's I'm gonna take out my rapier and I'm gonna fucking go at this guy. Rapier.
Rapier.
My rapier. And that is my fucking rapier.
So you hit him, Matthew.
Great. So, and I sneak attack, right? So I do the rapier damage first.
Yeah.
And my rapier, and then sneak attack.
Damn.
So you just you find whatever weak point is in that armor and jab it in there, and it's comes up out through his neck, and he's bleeding. And he's really hurt. He's gasping for breath. Yeah. So that's your turn.
I think that's all I'm gonna. So that's successful, so I'm gonna move.
All right. So soldier's turn.
Okay. So they are gonna make 2 strength checks.
Oof.
Well, this is. I didn't even see. What did I get? Okay, so they. Oh God. Okay, so they shake it. The lock does not come loose, but it's still dissolving. So they're working on it.
Okay.
And the other soldier's just waiting for the stuff. But now it is, I think, the Durgar team.
We have no idea what's going on in this.
As you explain what a distraction is.
Yeah. So this one runs up to you and comes at you with his little war pick. And what does he get?
Do you have the Durgar sheet open?
Yeah. Does that hit you?
It does not hit me. I duck under that war pick.
Bob and weave under it, and this guy kind of gets into position, and he tosses a javelin at you.
Does not hit me either.
It just clangs off the wall. All right.
Nice try, shorties.
It is now your turn.
Well, then, I'm going to hop around this guy and go straight for the weakened dude.
Okay.
And stab him. Oof.
Okay, so you go to stab this guy, and he kind of just stumbles out of the way, and you fall flat, and you're prone.
All right.
So now you are here, prone, and he is above you. So
that's unfortunate.
Yep. But classic Ruben, really.
Yeah, no, really. I took an opportunity and I fucked it up.
Okay. So the lock breaks. And the 2 soldiers who they break open the door, and the third one comes out, and you see him kind of flick his wrist, and from his power suit, a baton springs out, and he bashes the Durgar that's standing above you with. Well, no, he doesn't. He swings this rod that crackles with electricity at the Durgar, who is miraculously dodging.
No, he's short. I get it. Ruben understands. He understands how this works. It's all shorties.
Yeah. And so that's their turn.
So one soldier went?
Well, the other 2 used their action to break open the door.
Got it. Okay.
So this guy's going to try and war pick you. And he has advantage because you're prone.
Nope, he does not.
No, he does not. That is
you're
a wily ground lizard.
He goes at my head, and I keep dodging left and right on my back.
Yeah. So this one tries to do the same.
Yep.
That one definitely hits you.
That one does, yes.
So he just slams this thing down, and like you think he might have hit your spleen. I don't know where Dragonborn spleens are, but
I'm prone, right? I can't use uncanny dodge.
oh yeah, you can use that.
Okay.
So yeah, you take 9 damage.
So that would have been that was 40. Sorry, let me just do back up. And then
So you sort of roll, and it definitely gouges you really hard, and it rips your nice vest.
Oh, not my cape.
Yeah, definitely. It cuts the cape that you sewed, the janky cape that you sewed onto your costume off, and somehow the cape just lights on fire and is destroyed.
Oh no! Unfortunate.
So the rest of the party at this point, can hear the sounds of combat coming from the secret, not so secret cavern. If you wish to try to join in or do something, let's go ahead and add you all to the initiative order.
Okay, but isn't everyone in the jail going to be able to hear?
Yeah, can the guard that I'm standing in front of, he would probably also hear something.
Correct.
There's something, but it's not necessarily
he doesn't know the source, or like you guys know exactly what's happening. I mean, you don't know what's happening, but you know exactly what's happening.
You recognize that grunt of pain. You know who that is.
Okay, wait. So have we explained clearly enough at this point what a distraction is?
Yes.
Okay. So then Crack Sizzle says to Dr. whatever her name is, I can't even see this, Dr. Nora, okay, on the count of 15, scream like I killed your parents. And then he just walks over here to Grandma and then whispers to Gwen, "Hey, we gotta go."
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Should we wait for Ruben?
Yeah, Ruben's gone right now.
I mean, I don't really care one way or the other, but
she has no idea what's happening, which I love.
Yeah.
I think Crack Sizzle has a pretty good sense of where Ruben went. Just because it was a pretty nice looking hole. And so he's going to spend a key point to sprint or dash through the hole.
Okay. So there, and get through.
Yeah. So you use your sprint, and so that brings Crack Sizzle into there. There we go.
Oh, okay. The Crack Sizzle. Sneaky! There you are. You wouldn't believe how dumb these fucking humans are.
You see the three of them just kind of turn over, look at you through their faceplates, turn back to the fight. All right, so that's your move.
Okay.
You still have one more action.
Oh yeah.
How far is the? Oh, let me see. How guys? Pretty far. Can I toss my
a dart?
My dart, yeah.
Yeah, there's a wall in the way.
Yeah.
I mean, those doors are open, but yeah, there's still a wall.
Then I just will forego doing a real action.
All right.
You can move closer if you want.
Okay. Well, move. I'll get up to right here. Just look around, peek around the corner.
All right. Then we have soldiers.
All right. So the guy that's right up in front goes for the.
Not good at this.
He's not. All right. So he's not. Then can you move the other ones forward, because I have their sheets are just taking up a lot of room on the thing.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
They're moving forward to attack. So one of them goes for it. All right. He hits. And which one is he? Is this 1 or 2? That was 1. So this one is hitting the injured one. So the injured Durger just is he just gets shocked with the electric baton. And the other one, Future Soldier 2. So, all right. So he fries this one. For a lot of damage. And then con check on that. Okay, well, he is like shocked. And what does that do?
Stun for 1 round.
Oh shit! And he can make a second attack.
Uh-huh.
Oh fuck! All right, so he's gonna bash him again, and yeah, that thing is dead. All right, so there's 2 dead Durger here, and you have you see the 3 soldiers like kind of dusting themselves off, and their batons like retract into their wrists. And
the gnomes and dwarves in this cage are like, let us out, help us.
Okay. So, wait. So we're done with combat then, right?
Yeah, combat is over.
Yeah, because I fucking nailed it.
But what about Seven?
What?
Like they killed him before Seven even got a chance.
Because we're so good at it.
Then it doesn't matter because combat's over.
Okay.
Ruben stands up and dusts himself off for sure.
Yeah, well, actually, one of the soldiers lends you a hand to pick you up. He's like, yeah, we owe you one there.
Sea Snake puts out his hand.
That's a name?
It's a title. You know, it works.
So what's your name?
Well, I guess it would be Ruben, the Sea Snake Silverfang.
Like the sandwich?
What's a sandwich?
It's like 2 pieces of bread, some meat. Pretty standard meal, you know.
I mean, maybe where you're from, but I don't think we have those around here. Sounds delicious.
It is. It's actually one of my favorite sandwiches.
Oh, well then, yeah.
A little corned beef, some sauerkraut, a little toasted rye bread. It's excellent. Anyways, we should get the fuck out of here.
If it's excellent, then it's probably me.
The 3rd soldier agrees, and only now do you realize that she's a lady.
That what? What?
A female.
The 3rd soldier, she's like, yeah, I love a Ruben.
I just sort of like cock my head a little bit and like just take a note of that.
So they go through, and this one, like, again, they're sort of surprised to you, like they've been seeing weird shit, but you're alien to them. They're very, very, And this second one brushes past you, and he's like, "Yo, you came in here?"
Yeah, right through the hole, dummy.
That's not very nice. Is it safe to go out?
Well, actually,
that's a valid question.
Not really. That's a really good question. There's a guard standing right by Gwen.
Ruben said, "It depends on if the old one is still talking."
I'll do some reconnaissance.
That's that word. I know what that means. I know this one.
That's French. You're trying to tell us that you're better than us with your fancy words.
Here's another French word. Sabotage. Sabotage.
So the soldiers are making of the thing.
And these guys have. Yeah, they're moving out. Do these guys have keys or anything on them?
Yeah, they do. They do.
Cool.
All right, boys. We're going to need a guide.
Hold on. The Diddler? Isn't the Diddler in jail? Is this?
I don't know that.
The Diddler's upstairs.
Okay. They don't know that.
While they're downstairs, I'm going to go back over to that where I saw that hole in the roof.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to try and get into that room.
All right. So it's just a matter of climbing up the side of the building to get onto the roof. So it's an athletics check.
Okay. There you go.
Gwen is more than equipped.
She just steps onto the roof.
All right, yeah, you get up. Yeah, you get up into the roof and kind of a cage, and you're in what looks like a kitchen, just kind of supplies, shit for a dungeon or for a jail. Nothing looks particularly appetizing or edible or useful.
All right, Dr. Fawn begins to scream.
Oh, that's right. It's been 15 seconds.
Ruben's like, is that your idea?
Yeah.
I mean, not bad. I mean, poorly timed, but not bad.
It took us like a half hour.
Humans, huh? They have these things called sandwiches.
Oh, yeah. I bet. Sandwiches. Whatever those are.
What do
can I
these
make
three
a-
gnomes look like in this? Are they gnomes?
Hold on. Gwen, what do you want to do?
I just wanted to see, can I make like a perception check to see if I notice, like, can I just start sort of quickly, like, looking through everything in this room?
Yeah.
If I see anything that sort of jumps out at me. What would you like?
Investigation. If you're looking with purpose.
Nope.
No, you find nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
A lot of shit.
Yeah. So are you guys giving them the keys?
I'm asking.
We're talking to him first. Yeah,
you guys know your ways around here, right? You guys look.
Yeah, we
untrustworthy.
live here.
Yeah, we're gonna need some help to get out of here. Is that worth it to you three?
Oh yeah, we'll help you get out of here.
How full of shit is he?
Roll insight.
Insight. All right.
Yep, he seems super trustworthy.
Sam,
I don't know.
you don't trust him for a second.
Not for a hot minute.
Now, come on, just give us the keys.
I don't know. I mean, Crack, what are you gonna do with? I have the key. They seem like they're on the up and up.
You seem trustworthy.
I say we send them downstairs. They can go, but they have to go downstairs through the main way. Upstairs, yeah. And then we will go out the back.
I mean, you mean the way that we both came down here, right?
Hey, just leave the keys with us, and we'll let ourselves out.
Okay.
I mean,
yep.
That's fair.
Toss them the keys, and then we'll split.
We'll split,
All right.
and then as I run past, I'm they had cards, right? I'd like put some up one sleeve and then make it look like he was cheating and run away. I don't know if I have to roll anything to do that. It's a crime scene roll, but
Roll performance.
Performance.
Yes! Oh my god! Okay, so you arrange the bodies in such a way that this looks like it was a quarrel between friends, over cards. It looks impeccably staged.
Hey, wait, what happens is I step back for a second and I look at it and I'm and I adjust one more thing.
Yeah. It's perfect.
What about acid on the lock?
I kicked the door a little bit, and it looks like that the body went through it. Oh well. Oh.
Yeah, it was just shitty lock anyway.
Yeah.
Very convincing.
Yeah, it's a very convincing model of a crime scene.
I do a chef's kiss, and then I leave.
All right, so you guys donk on out of there.
Okay. I'm gonna jump out of that.
As we're in the tunnel, I'm I think that went pretty well.
Okay, so you're now out there with the three soldiers. What?
Seven is just chilling and taking a nap, curled up in a little cat ball.
Useless cat.
I'll say you guys stay here for a minute. Stay here for just 1 second. I'm gonna go see if I can find your doctor.
All right.
So I'm gonna run over. What do I see when I get over?
You just see her. She's screamed, and then she just kind of stood there. That was all her instruction was. It's just to scream. And you see these two confused guards looking at her What's wrong?
She's asking the guards a lot of questions, and the guards are very confused about all the questions they're being asked.
That's what we wanted,
Like,
guys. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, we need to get our reward. We need to. If we did all that for
Yeah, we need all this shit. We spent over an hour explaining to this bitch how to do stuff. We can really
I mean, it seems like these creatures can talk to each other over vast distances. Just tell them where to meet us.
I'll walk up and I'll say like, oh, finally, thank you so much. You found my daughter. Thank you so much.
She looks nothing like you.
He roll performance or deception. Actually,
Oh, we're so
Deception.
doomed. We're doomed.
Don't
No,
mind if I do.
she's good at deception.
all right. He like looks at you, looks at her. Adopted, huh?
No.
And then she turns invisible.
And I'll just go and is she standing up or is she on the ground? What is she doing? Standing.
No, she was just standing there screaming for a second. She's not screaming anymore.
Okay. I'll just go up and I will. I'll just grab her. I don't know. I guess grab her, put my arm around her, and sort of start walking her up around the corner of the building.
Okay.
Like back up over here. And I'll just say like, okay, now give me our things, because we gotta get out of here.
So she presses a little button on the side, and you sort of see the three other soldiers kind of like snap to attention, and you see her lips moving, but you can't hear what she's saying anymore. And they look at her, nod, and they kind of like skitter off elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they leave. She opens up a little supply pack on her back and pulls out a pair of like metallic boots.
Those are mine.
Feel like they should go to Crack because he wants to fly the most, but with little rocket boots or little rockets on the side of them.
Oh, come on.
And they operate exactly as boots of flying.
Cool.
Yes.
Yeah, who
Yes.
does she hand them to, though?
I
After
think
talking to her soldiers, who does she hand them to?
Well, she hands them to Gwen because Gwen was the one who asked and told her.
Boo.
They're not my size. Don't worry.
Right here.
I'll just put them in my bag, and we'll deal with this when we get the fuck out of here. We need to go.
Or winged boots is what they.
Come on. I handled it. No one's going to be looking for us. I fucking nailed it. The mise-en-scène is perfection.
Well,
Dexter.
I'll say regardless, we need to get out of this city like now.
We do need to leave the prison, though.
Yeah, let's get out of the prison.
Let's just get out of here. Let's go back to the foreign. Let's go to the foreign ward or whatever that place is called.
Okay, so you guys
don't say we didn't do anything nice for you.
So no, she thanks you, and she follows after.
We might should think about calling it soon.
This is probably a good stopping point.
It says the prison break.
They did the thing.
So what did we learn today about going invisible randomly?
What did we learn about
the party?
What did we learn about rocks?
Well, we learned that Reuben rocks. There's that.
There's secret passages in rocks.
Yeah, they are fucking great.
Rock fact number 2: secret passages.
I feel like secret passages is a pretty good thing to remember about rocks.
As we walk back over to before we end, as we're walking back, I'm going to sort of very slyly slip the boots to Crack.
Yes.
I hate all of you.
His feathers like bristle.
Fly.
With excitement.
Come on, we gotta let our bird that can't fly. We gotta let him fly. Gotta let that bird fly.
Fly.
Boots of flight.
No, they count as winged boots, but they're called jet boots.
Okay.
They're called Rocket League boots.
But when you wear these boots, you have a flying speed equal to your walking speed. You can use the boots to fly up to 4 hours all at once or in several short flights, each one using a minimum of 1 minute from the duration. If you are flying when the duration expires, you can descend at a rate of 30 feet per round until you land, and it gains 2 hours of flying capability for every 12 hours they are in use.
Perfect. Rocket boots. I'm putting this in my main equipment.
That's a lot of flying. That's a lot of flying.
Yeah, that's a lot of flying.
Oh.
You owe me like 250 gold, Grandma.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll get it. I'll get it to you. Don't worry.
Well, and you guys have to think about what you learned from your first interview before you have your second interview about what the plan is, if there's a plan.
We don't. It doesn't seem like we're big on plans.
We did just accidentally break all these people out of jail.
Well, Ruben was doing it for flying boots that he didn't actually get. He's feeling fucking great about it.
He's amazing. If anyone asks, he's amazing. And don't ask if he's amazing.
And all we did was murder 2 cops
And free some prisoners.
and free some criminals.
Which is what I am. You're not saying anything negative here. We all came on the top side of this. The diddler is still safely tucked away.
Yeah, that's at least you didn't release the diddler.
Yeah,
You don't know about those 3 other guys.
Yeah. But you got blessed by an Underdark god. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. The big thing for Ruben was that they were witnesses, so it was either we free them or we kill them, and killing them was too much work.
Mm-hmm.
So
That checks out.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Well,
all right, guys. Well, thanks, guys.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
see ya.
Catch you later.
See you later.
See you next time.
Night.